Hello. All right. So I decided today that I wanted to talk about um, just being new to the occult and to the path. And because I've done, when people book a conversation with me, and let me be clear, a conversation is not a reading, it's just a conversation. And y'all, excuse me, because my lashes, I need to take them off and redo them and shit, and I ain't did that today. But this ain't about that. So I just wanted to do a video just talking about y'all like this. This just talking about um being new to the past because this is something that a lot of people have contacted me about when they book conversations with me, and they just have these same questions. And so I just thought that I would talk about this, or we can have a conversation about this together, everybody. And hopefully, I can answer some questions and stuff like that so that you can feel better about this path. And I think that a lot of people get so confused because it's just so much. Aw, thank you, Shit the World, for saying that. It's just so much information, and it can get so misconstrued. And
I let over girl yesterday. I had to pump that up. And the gold dollar coming, and when the gold money. And I had celebrity, I cut celebrity yesterday. Yeah, man, I said, hold on, this crazy. He was a football player, Taylor Gabriel. Oh, yeah? Yeah, just hit me up out of nowhere. Something I like your work. Wow. Yeah, pulled up on me. Right after I got the top up.
you're him. He's my oh girl.
The energy is real.
Who is that? Who is that? Who is that?
That's,
Oh, the
oh,
barber. Talking
yeah.
about oh girl. What's her name?
No, the other one.
What's his name?
I'm Brandon, but
Brandon.
You talking about Latanya?
yeah, yeah.
So what happened?
I had got another gold.
Oh, you came back and got another
I
one?
got another one. Right
Okay.
after I talked to her, I got a call from a celebrity.
Okay.
Well, a football player. Say,
Okay.
hey, I like your work. I'm come get a cut from you. You know what I mean? Gave me $100 for a 20-minute haircut. I was like, oh man,
Well, congratulations. The energy is
Yeah,
real of money and the premise of it drawing it to you. That's why I feel those gold dollars. Well,
yeah, that's why I
congratulations.
just holler at us.
Well,
Yeah,
she
I like
hasn't made it here yet, but she'll
Yeah,
be
she
here if
has.
you want to
Okay.
come back.
Yeah, I'm come back. I come back. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. E3, thank you. Thank you, the official one. Thank you. Thank you. He was just saying that he came and he saw some gold. I have like these gold dollars that I tell him to thank you, shit the world. That I tell you to put on your altar. And he said it's the barber next door. He said that he bought one. Then he came back and bought another one yesterday, and that a celebrity hit him up for him to cut his hair. A football player, a Dallas Cowboys football player. And he was saying the energy was real, and he just wanted to come and tell us that. So I'm glad y'all got to witness that and hear that too. But anyway, back to the past, back to the occult, and back to the newness. We talking about that. Alex, can you bring me that paper off the printer? Yeah, I know I gotta take notes and stuff. Yeah. Did it print? No. Did it print it? Shit. Hold on. That's what it's like loving you. Yes, the rich bitch candle draws money. Everything I try to do, be trying to make sure it be hidden and stuff. I keep money all around me. Um, he actually bought quite a few things. He brought his girlfriend in here the other day, and he saw the gold money that was on the desk in there, and he asked, what is that, what is it used for? So we explained it to him. So he came back and bought the first one, and then he came back yesterday and bought the second one. So he's new to the occult and stuff like that, and I think his girlfriend probably been doing it for a while because she came here and she knew what she was looking for. But anyway, I keep money around me everywhere, right? So that's in the corner of my office. Um, I try to keep money, things, or whatever around me. My rich bitch counter got you a six-figure job. Okay, okay. All right, mom with no makeup. Okay, that's what products and stuff are supposed to do. What is it, darling?
So it is a wet loss in the lavender bush, right?
Yeah, but we're out of lavender bushes. That's not the same. That's not the same. Tell Alex to call her.
Do you have some?
No, they I can't right now. They not in season of big bushes. Alex, call them. Still tell them that they can take what we have, which is that, and also ask them if they want a refund or a store credit, or do they want two of those? Two of them. Okay. Yeah, but ask them. We don't have like the bundle, but we have it in the bag. Okay. Yeah. Oh, thank you. All right. So thank you about my prosperity ritual. I appreciate y'all for saying it. You definitely don't have to. So I wanted to do this video. I know I'm getting distracted. I wanted to do this live video talking about being introducing yourself to the path and what it means to you. And so I just want to make a few things clear. Alex, can you close my door, baby? I want to make a few things clear. This journey is a personal one. One thing I see a lot of people doing is that when they decide that they want to take on, they want to get in this path, they want to, hey, Didi, Alchemy, thank you, baby. I appreciate you. Thank you. They want to, they just want to fit in. They want to be a part of something. And I think that happens a lot in the, when you get into this path, you want to connect. And a lot of times you still have that Christian mentality of thinking too. And so you got to be cognizant of that. Sarah Warner says, since I ordered the weight loss, I lost 7 pounds. Okay. So you have to understand that it is truly a personal path. And so it's not necessarily going to look like anybody else's. And I'm not saying any ATR, which is like African traditional religions and stuff like that. I'm just talking about being on the path, period. And I think what happens is when people get on the path, they automatically assume you have to do something. You have to be a part of have some type of belief system to do magic. That's not necessarily true, but you do have to be a part of one's self. Okay. Thank you, Rising Vibes. Many blessings to you. So this video isn't necessarily trying to tell you how to get into hoodoo, trying to tell you to get into um, voodoo. This is just simply being on the path and the changes and things that come along with it, and just simply how to navigate through your journey. Because when you get into a lot of these Facebook groups and you get into a lot of these groups, period, it's just a conglomerate of Wicca and hoodoo and voodoo and Santeria and Palo and all these different things. So you get confused. And maybe it's just a few people, maybe just the ones I talk to. Maybe y'all got it together and it's completely fine. But this is for the people that got questions. And this is for the people who are new and they're just trying to navigate and they're just trying to figure out on this path, what is it for them? So this video really is for them, not necessarily you guys who instantly want to go into a particular type of witchcraft or a particular type of the occult, because witchcraft really is an umbrella term. and everybody try to put everything into witchcraft. Because if you tell Santeria, people that practice Santeria, Apollo, that you're a witch, they probably gonna be like, no, I'm not. I practice Apollo, or do you know what I'm saying? So it's just a big umbrella term, but does it really uniquely fit everything? No. That's just like saying because you have pigmentation in your skin that you black. If you call a Dominican black, he gonna be like, no, motherfucker, I'm Dominican. So it's just like if you say y'all know what I'm saying? Like, I'm saying it's like that. I hope I'm saying it right. I really am trying to. But it's just that every time somebody books a conversation with me, and I look, you can completely book a conversation with me because it's not a reading, it's a conversation. This is what most people are asking. So I thought that I would save y'all some money by explaining it like this, because you could spend that $80 on something else, or because I think what a lot of times happens is that most people come from a Christian mentality, or they come from a Christian lifestyle, and so it's hard for them to get that concept out of their mind, so they into this box. They into a box. And being on the path is not being in a box. Being on the path is being an individual, because spirituality, as Kayla May said, isn't in the box. So I just want to um, just discuss that, because people miss that, trying to do voodoo, trying to get into hoodoo, trying to be, because you can be a Wiccan and not be a witch. Because a Wic being practicing Wicca is more of an earth-based religion, and a lot of people really don't get into that. They don't get into understanding that really and truly how Wicca really is important, because it talks about the equinox and understanding the different moon phases and stuff like that. That's how that kind of works and kind of coincides. So I just wanted to tell you guys that don't feel that you have to be in a hurry to make a decision about anything, because you don't. That's how a lot of you guys get scammed, put into very uncomfortable situations with spiritual workers and everything else, because you're rushing through the process. And I don't want you guys to rush through anything. I want you to take your time, trust yourself, and make sure you're making a good decision for you, a good, healthy decision for you. And so that's why I wanted to do this video, because a lot of people go, well, I'm trying to do this and I'm trying to do that, and I've been reading all these different books, and they say do this and they say do that, and they will, and that's completely okay. But take your time and trust yourself in the process. Good morning, April. So good morning, Tasha. So I just want that to be understood. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be persuaded by your own judgment, and don't be so fast to just jump onto somebody's bandwagon, or jump onto, that's even me. Don't trust your own self first. Fact check me if that's what you have to do, because you should be fact checking everybody. Because why do you think that teachers and um lawyers and doctors, they put their certificate up, they put their degree up, because they are showing you that I went to school and I did this. And I think a lot of times people don't do that. They didn't read a few books, and now they just ready to. And that's okay. That's okay. But you should be trusting yourself first. And if you have an issue trusting yourself first, then you really can't trust your judgment on who you choose, because you need to look at, why are you choosing that person? Why are you choosing that person to follow? Why are you? That's just like, people will look at me and be like, I want a marriage like yours. I want a relationship. No, don't base your relationship goals, marriage goals, or anything like that off of me. Do it off of yourself, because you don't know what he go through to be with me, and you don't know what I go through to be with him. You're only going by what you see. And that's the same thing goes along with spirituality. Trust yourself first. Do your own research, do your own studying, show yourself to be approved for you. You know what I'm saying? And so my way is very simple. I'm not trying to, until you get off into hoodoo, until you get off into voodoo, until you get off into those things. But I don't feel like you should start there. I feel like you should get a basic knowledge of like the moon phases and learning about the equinox and learning about the earth and how it holds you, learning about how trees have lived. They're the oldest living thing, period. Like, learn nature, learn grounding, learn centering, because that's really the source of where all your magic comes from. Think about it. If you're really not doing the work for you, if you're not learning how to control your emotions, if you're not learning how to have imagery because you're so focused on other stuff, how do you think this will affect your magic? Y'all just want to read a couple of books and start burning candles. And I just don't think, and I'm not trying to discourage you guys from doing anything. That's not the premise of this video. It's just do your work for you finally, and truly understand what that means. A lot of you guys want to bring love into your life, but you haven't even dealt with your own self love, your own self worth. Because how dare you want a nigga to love you more than you love yourself? How dare you want somebody to see you, but you don't see yourself? Because what are you giving them? What are you giving them? Uncertainty? What are you giving them? All of your insecurities? What are you giving them? So this is the same thing that I'm saying. A lot of you guys will book a love consultation, or am I offering classes to the public? Um Not necessarily. If you come to the store, you can, when I have classes at the store, but you have to go on my website to get my classes, because most likely they're already recorded, and I just give you the access to that recorded video, and you get to have it forever, and watch it a million times and take notes and learn. So I just think that that's where you should start first. You should start first with start a journal. Start a journal. And it doesn't have to be fancy. You can keep your notes in it on what you learn, as well as observations of like your environment, your feelings about things, the behaviors you observe in others, your own dreams. You could draw in it, you could paste pictures, articles that you like, or just write in it. It doesn't even have to be fancy. Again, you don't have to worry about your book of shadows right now because you're just starting. But this is a journal that eventually be a part of it. I'm just trying to I'm just trying to simplify it, where it's not, because some of y'all are such extremists naturally. When you do this, you think you have to go from 0 to 100, and you don't have to do that. Thank you, iStar42131. Thank you. I say to you. So another thing is learning how to meditate. See, most people think that meditation is supposed to clear your mind. For some people, it doesn't apply. So for some people, you just got to slow it down. Think about it. You just made the biggest step of your fucking life. You are no longer a Christian. You probably done told people, I am not a Christian anymore. This is what my belief system is, and I'm trying to figure it out. And they like, well, you going to hell? Because the first thing you think, if you're not a Christian, you're going to hell, which is not true. Because heaven and hell ain't a place. It's a place in here. Ain't a place that you go to when you die. It's a place in here. So you can either live in heaven in here, or you can live in hell in here. My question is, how long do you want to live in hell in here? Some people so used to living in hell, they don't even know what living in heaven feel like. So if that's the case, what you mean it's a place you're gonna go to? Your place is right here and right now. So anyway, so you have to learn how to meditate, and meditate daily, and just learn to observe your thoughts. You know what I'm saying? And your feelings without judgment. You will use this in magic one day. You will. Okay. Overthinking, stressing out about everything. What's the whole point of you being on this path if you're not going to change the behaviors? What's the point on being on this path if you're not going to change your behaviors? We are energy. We are energy and we are matter. Energy never dies. Okay. So I just want you to think about all of that. The next thing is observe the world around you. How in the fuck y'all so concerned about everything else, but you're not really observing to learn? You just observing to talk, or you just observing to have something to say. Observe the world around you. Don't worry about what they did 1,000 years ago on another continent, so to speak, but learn about your immediate environment. Y'all so focused on thinking about other people, but y'all live in a whole household where don't nobody even wash their ass good. You the only one that's working. Uh, y'all, everybody in your motherfucking house negative. Every time you try to do something different, they talking about you. What is this sorcery? I'm trying to figure out a name for my beliefs because I am really looking for structure. I know what I believe in is finding a belief system that correlates with that belief. What is sorcery? Listen, stop trying to put a name to it. Stop trying to put a title to it. See, that's that structured behavior that comes with Christianity. It has to have, no, it don't. It's yours. And you can do with it whatever you want. Do you know that all I have ever wanted to do was just do magic? I saw my great aunt who raised me. I saw her do these things. I saw her, I thought she was God. If God was a woman, I thought it was her. I'm having a moment. But, and I just wanted to have some form of her or be some form of her. It's just your path. It's just your thing. It's just you. I think that's what people don't get. It's just you. It's really just that simple. The oils, the kits, the whatever, those are just tools. But the magic is just you. That's why you have to focus, learn, and dedicate your craft to just being you. And my mom was just her. Well, my great aunt, but that was my mom. She raised me. And I never saw her conform to something. I just, I thought she was the most, I thought she was the most magical creature or being. I thought that she was God. Um, People would come into our home through the back door, and she had this room in the back. And I remember sitting by the door because she would never close it all the way. And I think she knew I was listening. And I would just listen. And she would tell them stuff, and they'd be crying, some of them be happy. And then she would always say when they leave, get up off that floor and get away from the door. But she knew I was there the whole time. I remember it raining and storming. And I remember she went outside and she did something. It looked like an antenna. And it stopped raining around our house. I don't have that kind of power. But I feel like she did. I don't know. I don't know where I was going with it. I don't know where I was going with it. Um, but focus on your immediate environment. Focus on your immediate environment. What you got going on in your house. Focus on um, what you see every day. Focus on how you clean your home, how you don't clean your home. Focus on the people that you um, focus on the people that you bring into your life. That's your immediate environment, and that's what I mean by observing the world around you. You around people that you can't even tell your hopes and dreams to, because the first time you say it, they're going to be like, you shouldn't do that because of this, and you shouldn't do that because of that, and you shouldn't, you know, observe the world around you. You know what I'm saying? You talking to somebody that they been with a nigga 30 years and he ain't even married them. That's the case. You know what I'm saying? I say that shit all the time. Um, but go to your, identify to kind of like plants and birds and other life in your own yard and get to know them. Go to your local historical places and cemeteries and monuments. Feel the energy. Journal that. Like put time, effort into your magic. You know what I'm saying? Note how they make you feel and the effect they have on others. Like get into that stuff, and this has to do with self first. Um, Another thing too is start learning about observe nature cycles. And this ain't bones and blood, right? But that ain't what I'm talking about. I'm talking about just the basic, you on this path, what the fuck you should be doing, what the fuck you should be focusing on without getting into all this other shit. You know what I'm saying? That you're not necessarily ready for, grow some plants. Learn how to grow plants. We deal with herbs and shit all the time. Learn how to grow some plants. Tend a garden. Take nature walks. Hug a fucking tree. Observe the changes in scenery. This is stuff that don't cost you anything. That's all I'm trying to say. Walk in the moon when the moon when it's a full moon. Walk when the sun is up. Play some music, dance. Like choose a way to mark the full moon or the new moon for you. You know what I'm saying? It need not take more than a few minutes. Y'all think that this has to be some long, drawn out. It just needs to be perfect for you. It really doesn't need to be perfect for anybody else. You know what I'm saying? Um, that's what I think that more people need to be focused on, so to speak. Thank you, lovely Miss Joe, the real honeypot. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time and teachings. You have always been a blessing to me since I found you so down to earth. Thank you. Um, Sarah Warner says she grows so many plants. Girl, okay. So I think just learning the natural part of what this is and getting to know yourself fully, doing your shadow work, doing your self love work, plucking all the fucking uh roots and shit out, all of the issues, all of your like doing that is important to your path to the craft. It's not all about burning 1722 candles and you don't even know what the fuck you're doing or why you're doing it. You don't even know that the flame is a life. It's a life force, a spirit force. That's why y'all shouldn't have so many on y'all altar burning at one time if you don't know what the fuck you're doing. If you want to learn about that, I have a candle magic 1, 2, and 3. You need to take it. Um, I think that's what you need to understand, that it's not just something that's going to happen overnight. It's not something that's going to be really, really fast. It's called the path for a reason because you will be doing this your whole life if you're blessed enough to do that. And you got to work on yourself because a lot of it's just like when you're Eastern Star, they don't want you wearing any of the regalia or any of the paraphernalia of being an Eastern Star unless you're able to protect it. So think in terms of that. Like you shouldn't be doing anything until you, and not saying that you have to protect it or you have to defend it per se, but you want to be able to defend, not per se defend who you are, but be stand firm in what your belief system is that you're creating for yourself. And so I think that's what we have to learn from and really make it our own. Now, once you're in it, you've been doing it for a while, you understand, you want to learn a little bit more, and you're more inquisitive about that, then yeah, then you can start going into the different paths of the craft and ATRs and stuff like that. Yeah, but just starting off, take the pressure off yourself. You know, well, I'm trying to talk to my ancestors and they won't talk to me. Well, you have to understand, you have to build a relationship with that. And that takes time as well. And two, remember this, your ancestors know you. So they're not necessarily going to come to you in a way that might scare you. Because think about it like this. You really think your ancestors gonna be like, hey, how are you? Thank you for the cake you left on the altar. That would scare the shit out you. Somebody just, so it might be through a song, it might be through TV, it might be through radio. You know what I'm saying? Do I have any more content on Eastern Stars? You learned from your grandmother and your great grandmother, but they died before you were born. Jesse, most time I am a non-active Eastern Star. I was a conductress uh, in my chapter. I was a conductress, which means I brought people over. And then I was an associate matron. So there are some things we just won't ever talk about publicly. But there's a lot of Google and resource. Y'all know y'all be on Google. So there's a lot of resource material. And the way that it is now, Jesse, with being an Eastern Star, it's really like anybody can be one. Whereas before you had to either be born into it or you had to be married into it. But now it's, anybody. What you say you choked on for the cake? No, I'm for real. People really do be calling me and be like, well, I'm trying to work on my ancestor altar and they not communicating with me. And what you want them to say? Thank you for the peppermints you left on the altar for me. Like, it might not be like that because if it was, you probably couldn't even handle that shit. So I just want you guys to know that the path is different for everybody. How you communicate with your ancestors and how they communicate with you is going to be different. So don't be thinking, well, I didn't get any bubbles in my water. Well, that might not necessarily be true for you. And that's okay. All of this is okay. Take the pressure off, y'all. It's okay. Everybody ain't gonna understand you. Quit trying to make people understand you. Quit trying to explain why you're on this path. Fuck them. You don't owe them. You don't owe anybody an explanation on why you're doing what you're doing because you're doing it for the first time for yourself. Like facts. Do you understand what I'm saying? So stop trying to mimic your path by somebody else's because you don't know what the fuck they had to do to get where they're at. You don't know what kind of work they had to put in. You don't know what kind of time they had to put in. You don't know how many candles and how many days time they've been on their knees and doing chancery. You don't know. So it's your personal journey. It really, really is. So I just wanted to just talk to y'all about that. It's just like anything else. You don't know what type of work they had to go. You don't know what type of work that I've never discussed with you guys that I had to do to get where I'm at. So it sounds like, oh, Dutch is just whatever, whatever, because nobody's gonna tell it all. Nobody's gonna tell it all. Anybody gonna tell all their struggles and everything they've been through? I'm not. You not. But you get the price that you pay is you. What will you do for your own freedom? Because most of us are the master and the slave of our own mind. We are the master and the slave. Oh, Shamika, thank you. Shamika Bean says we are your students, Queen Ashe. But I just want to what does the bubbles in the water mean? It don't really mean anything other than the condensation of what you put in there. So it doesn't mean that it's been received or not received. I really don't even know where it came from. She said her ancestors like that liquor. Okay. I remember one time I did this post. It was years and years ago. Well, I ain't gonna say years and years. 2016 or 2017 or something like that. And I had Isis. I put Isis outside. I had put Anubis outside. And these are my altars. And I had my mom and my dad's altar. I had put it outside. I was trying to let them get some air. Because my daddy liked it. It was Saturday night. So I had some beer out there. I had some weed out there. And I had put all of it out there on the altar. Baby, when I came that next day, which was Sunday, chairs was turned over, the bottle was empty. Put I was like, God damn, like they had a fucking party out there. Okay. And I ain't put him outside since because my dad was probably cutting up. So all I'm saying to you is you really have to if your ancestors drunk coffee, you can give them coffee. But what if your big mama didn't drink coffee? What if she liked tea? You know. So how do you get approved for my group? You just have to send a request, and I let in who I let in. I'm really telling you facts that literally fucking happened for real. You put some vodka, okay? Because Big Mama might have like my grandmother. My grandmother liked gin, but my grandmother also was a very tortured soul. So I've never put my grandmother on my altar. But thank you, awesome group. Thank you, Nick Lee. I appreciate you. I had been in there working like a motherfucker. I ritual them the fuck down in that group. So, anywho, I just wanted to kind of touch bases with you guys, and I just wanted you guys to take the pressure off yourself when it comes to the occult and the path and this work. I think that, like I said, there's so much information out there, and it's so easy to um, think like it's supposed to be one way or the other. So, I'm going to give you guys some regular books to read. I'm going to suggest some regular books, and these are not um, like occult based, like it's hoodoo, it's voodoo. It's just some books that will kind of help you, especially if you're a newbie witch and you're just trying to, learn a little stuff like that. Um, I am. I'm not gonna promise that I'm gonna be here, but my story is open on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Um, Psychic Witch, that's a good book. Drawing Down the Moon by Margaret Adler. Trumpet of the Moon by Ronald Hutton. Paganism it's Paganism, An Introduction to Earth-Centered Religion by River and Joyce Higginbotham. Those are good books too. Um, Wicca by Scott Cunningham. I've told y'all that before. Um, Yes, it's okay to put your obituary on the altar. Yes. Um, Buckland's Complete Guide to the Book of Witchcraft. That's a good one too. Spiral Dance by Starhawk. That's a good book. The Crystal Bible by Judy Hall. Um, Medicinal Herbs by Rosemary Gladstar, and The Herb Book by John Lust. Those are really good books. If you are just starting out and you just trying to get an understanding. I'm not talking about hoodoo, voodoo. I'm not talking about that, even though that's what I practice. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just you just trying to get some type of resource. You just trying to get an understanding. Like that's what I'm talking about when I talk about the books. Okay. So that's just the video about what I kind of wanted to share. You guys can go on my website at magicladyduchess.com. I'm going to add some more of my classes because most of them is just for in my group. But I'm going to add some more classes for you guys. Excuse me, if you're interested. So that's it. That's all. I just wanted to do a video with y'all and just talk about this kind of stuff because this is something that people contact me, having a conversation with me, and I really be feeling like we could talk about something else. Um, you know. So, oh, and that movie Coco, that's really good too. If y'all want to learn some stuff about your ancestors, the Disney movie Coco. Can you attract ancestors that want to mess your life up? No, that's thinking too much. Your ancestors are here to uplift you. Your ancestors are here to elevate you. Now, if you had an ancestor that killed herself or something like that or commit suicide, I would question why would you want to put them on there. But you know, what's that? Are you going to the trash? Huh? Are you ain't gonna talk to me? All right. So that's all I'm doing this video on today. And I hope that it was insightful. I hope that you guys got something out of this. Thank you for everybody that donated to me out of appreciation. Not Broku. Can I ask what does snake juice and piss does? Stop fucking playing. It always got to be a couple of motherfucking douche nozzles. They got to come on here with the bullshit. Get on somewhere. Um, this is for people that want to learn and who's really taking this shit serious. And so that's what this video is for. Um, I do get into heavier workings. I do practice voodoo. I do practice hoodoo. But this wasn't what this video was for. This video is about people who's just trying to figure this shit out. And I'm not playing. I'm not getting into all the other stuff. And I'm not going to even make lights or make a bunch of jokes and shit because this is people's lives and people just trying to get control of their life. They've been in church and they've been in Christianity and they've been in such conformity and now they're doing something for themselves. And that's what this video is for. It's really not, I'm not cracking a whole bunch of jokes because it's your life and this ain't nothing to play with. So that's what this video was for. I'm so grateful that you guys allow me this platform. And I'm so grateful that you guys um, show me appreciation like that. And I thank y'all. And whatever I can do to help you guys, I'm going to do it. Someone said, what about people who were toxic when they were here? It just depends. You know, some people toxic still got good hearts. They just toxic as fuck because they ain't worked their shit out, you know. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Runette, thank you. Wow. Thank you. But at the end, I just want you guys to just take the pressure off yourself. And when you're creating a altar, make it as simple as possible for right now because you're just starting. Water, an offering of some type, maybe some crystals, um, obituary, maybe some pictures, cigarettes, stuff that they liked, and just have a conversation with them. Cook for them at least once a week, fresh water, if nothing else. It doesn't have to be this big old whatever. A lot of people look at my altars. My altars are big and extravagant because number one, I am an occultist. I have a store. People look to me for certain things. And I'm a Taurus, so I'm just extra as fuck. But when I first started, I didn't do all of that. So just take your time, just ease into it. It is really absolutely positively okay. Take the pressure off. You are fine. You are exactly where you need to be. You are okay. You might be a little weird, but that's okay. We all are. So you in good company. Stop looking for understanding and learn to accept yourself because accepting yourself and understanding are not mutually exclusive. All right? Thank you, Shamika. I appreciate you. I appreciate everyone. Many blessings to you guys. And please like, share, subscribe this video. And like I just said, LT, creating your altar can be very simple. It doesn't have to, don't put nobody living on her though, unless they're sick and you want to do healing work. Do we get do we go to our ancestors for workings for self and others? You can for yourself. But I do have an altar class as well. And I think I'll add that on to the magicalLadyDuchess.com site so that you guys can get that. I do have everything on my website and more things even in my store that's not on my website. So I just want to say thank you guys again. Many blessings to you. I speak light and love and much success to you guys. And follow your own path one day at a time. You don't need a million candles. You really just need you.